we heard from another app developer that their client was able to get something from Shopify support that Shopify could export that data. So the guy's like, okay, well, I'm going to have to bring in a specialist. It's possible that we're able to do that. It's just not a natural report. Wait. And then, no, there's no way to do it.
While this podcast
is being recorded.
This is a message brought to you by Patrick and Dale from Challengers Comics. It's pretty good.
In the Midwest, the best is there waiting. So come and join the conversation. Eisner approved, fan and artist and creator too. This is how the challengers do. Keep the conversation moving along. Keep reading comics, keep your local store strong. It's hard and it's a job for the challengers. Comics and conversation, y'all.
From Challengers Comics in Chicago, this is Contest of Challengers, a comics industry business podcast with
Patrick Brower.
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 Patrick Brower and W. Dal Bush.
W. Dal Bush.
Dal Bush.
Dal Bush.
Dal.
Dal. Dal.
Dal.
W. Dal Bush.
Here's Patrick and Dal.
Last week, it was incredibly helpful that I wrote down the exact timestamp from every time I coughed.
Okay.
Because I had to go edit them out.
Good Lord.
And I will be repeating that process again today as I am still coughing and stuffed up.
Yeah,
but
I honestly was surprised that you didn't start this podcast by coughing. I thought it was going to happen.
Well, no, because then I just have to edit out from the start.
I know, but it'd be funny. To me, if no one else.
Well, how's that? Is that good?
It's okay.
Yeah, I made a point of complaining on the podcast last week about how much I was coughing. Then I edited it all out so people didn't know that I was coughing that much. I'm sure they could tell. Also, Dal is distracted because he is multitasking.
I am. I'm doing some work while we're working.
Is in a chat with...
And I wasn't distracted. I was listening to you.
Shopify support. Well, I thought you were having to type at the same time.
What I was typing was no problem, exclamation mark.
Oh.
All I was getting was this is taking a little while longer. It's usual chat support stuff where they need to stay in contact every few minutes to be like, I'm sorry, this is taking this long. It's like, I'm in no hurry.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that later. But first, I want to hope everybody's having a wonderful celebration today. It's the inaugural episode of Taskmaster Series 21. It went out today. So congratulations to all of us that celebrate. And also, it's been renewed for 6 more series.
Wow. Patrick, I assume, have you watched episode 1 of 21 yet?
I have not, Dal. I've been way too busy working.
So, you know who the cast is?
I do.
Going into this,
yeah.
You haven't seen an episode. You haven't seen a task. You have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Who's your pick?
Kumail.
Wow.
He's very competitive.
Have you thought about this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, also, I know bits and pieces.
Okay.
I would say what I know, but I don't want to say.
Don't do that. Don't run.
It's an exceptionally wonderful first 2 episodes because our good friends Jimmy and Caitlin, who used to work for us at Challengers, were there for the live studio recordings, and for the first episode, our front row.
Amazing.
And if you know who they are and pause it as they first zoom in from the crowd, you can see Jimmy and Caitlin front row in the Taskmaster live studio record. And I am so happy they got to do it and incredibly jealous.
I imagine. Well, The good news is you have at least 6 more chances to be in an audience for a Taskmaster tape.
That's true.
Yeah. At least 6.
Yeah.
More if you start going to places like Australia and New Zealand. I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. So congratulations to all of us. It's a wonderful time to be a Taskmaster fan.
Sure.
Also, Challengers has...
Is there a bad time to be a Taskmaster fan? I mean, there's clearly better times. But...
Yeah, if you read the Avengers comics, because he gets beaten up a lot.
Yeah, but I think he's okay with it.
He always escapes.
He doesn't seem like he's that put out about it.
Challengers is also selling for $5 a set of Greg Davies, the Taskmaster, and Little Alex Horn, the Taskmaster assistant, stickers as designed and created by Kyle Starks. Little bag set of both of them. So you can have them with you wherever you go. You can stick them on everything.
You can.
You can buy 40 sets and just Taskmaster your house. In fact,
what you should have done,
that's your task.
What you should have done when making a little box for them is put, instead of just Taskmaster stickers by Kyle Starks or whatever, have it be Task. put Taskmaster stickers on something you own.
I mean, A, it is the task envelope that is the sticker.
Right.
That is, no, not sticker. That's the sign on the box.
Right.
B, they've already done that with the fridge magnet.
That's why I think you should use it in the store.
Oh, no, you don't repeat tasks.
It's not. It's the different task.
Barely a different
It's a fundamentally different task. I know what I'm talking about here.
As the Taskmaster expert.
I mean, one of us definitely is. So 50-50 shot, it's me.
That's fair. Well, then, today, we're right on Taskmaster. Taskmaster. Also, a Divorce Gun song.
Oh, okay.
Called Taskmaster.
Wow.
Available on the EP, The Unupholstered Urinals Strike Back.
On all your favorite streaming platforms except one.
Correct. So you can go to, I don't know, Spotify right now and listen to it.
You can go to a Norwegian chiptune sharing service and they'll have it.
It's probably on Tidal.
Don't go to Apple Music.
It's on all of them, all the good ones. Also not on Bandcamp because, well, it does exist in a vinyl form.
Mm.
I don't think we gave them to Bandcamp to sell. So be it. Boy, Taskmaster is so exciting. Dal's yawning already. Actually, I say already. It's been 5 minutes. So I'm actually very proud of you.
You're welcome.
I'm also proud of you, Dal, because today you and I exemplified what it means to be American citizens.
How's that?
We were consumers all day. We were, in fact, giant nerd consumers. We spent the day being fans of our respective fandoms.
True. As one of
spending a ton of money.
One of our favorite Canadian musicians famously said, let's all go to the mall. And we did, Patrick. We went to a mall.
We went to a mall. A mall full of active stores and kiosks and a lot of claw machines.
I think on a previous episode of the podcast, Patrick had mentioned how he went to get some work done on his car and was forced to stay inside a mall food court waiting for the work to be done.
Because the mall wasn't open.
Only to find out that inside the mall, which wasn't open yet, was a Toys-R-Us. So that's been in the back of our minds for a little while. Also, a customer of ours had brought in a
25% off coupon. Thanks, Stephen.
Thanks, Stephen. So we were incentivized to, at some point before the coupon expired,
tomorrow,
make our way out to the Harlem Irving Plaza Mall.
It's hip to be there.
Hip. To redeem our coupon and find out what a Toys-R-Us looks like in 2026. From very young to recently, when the last Toys-R-Us nearby us on Western Avenue closed down, enjoyed going to Toys-R-Us's. I'm a big fan of toys, and even when
and
it was
our us's.
Us, I'm not a big fan of. A little bit, but even when I wasn't buying or collecting toys, it's like going to a Toys-R-Us. It's very fun. It has a lot of nostalgia for it. I think it's a neat idea. I think at toy stores, I think it should exist in the world. So finding out that Toys-R-Us as a brand had been brought back and that they were actually open new physical locations seemed like a pretty cool thing. So Patrick and I were both off today, and so we decided to head out to Harlem Irving Plaza Mall to check out the Toys-R-Us. And then we ended up spending the rest of another couple hours walking around the mall. I haven't been to a mall in forever. It's neat.
Yeah, it's a modern mall. And, you hear about how shopping malls are dying. And where I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, there were two major malls we could go to regularly, Yorktown and Oak Brook. Oak Brook was outside.
Oak Brook was a rich person's mall.
Yeah.
That was the more upscale one that didn't have some of the cooler, middle-class shops.
But it was outside. It had fun bridges and walkways. And it was, more importantly, closer to our house.
Right. So you had said a modern mall, which is, I weirdly think of this as Harlem Irving Plaza Mall as less of a modern mall, because modern malls to me are exemplified by weird experiences taking over what would have normally been retail shops, because retail shops, for the most part, don't exist.
Okay.
So a lot of things where it's like, oh, this used to be an Abercrombie and Fitch, but now it's a laser tag place. Or this used to be a Borders, but now it's a putting range, an electronic putting range.
Yeah, so to me, that's not a mall, because a mall is a shopping mall.
Mm-hmm.
And once you have those things, you're not shopping anymore, you're experiencing.
Right.
And I get what you're saying, but when I say a modern mall, I mean there were no houseware stores, There was no Woolworths. There was no, I was going to say sporting goods, but there was a Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah, what was interesting, though, is it's not, because I grew up in sort of the same region that you did, just a little bit south. So while we had Yorktown, we also had Fox Valley Mall. And Fox Valley Mall and Yorktown both were built around the same idea of like 3 to 4 anchor stores, JCPenney, Macy's, big department stores.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of smaller shops on various levels of the mall throughout.
Yorktown, it was JCPenney, Carson Perry Scott, Marshall Fields, and Montgomery Ward's.
Okay. What the Harlem Irving Plaza Mall,
what is it now, though, Del?
At Yorktown?
Uh-huh.
I have no idea. I haven't been in years. I mean, literally 10 years, I think is the last time I was at Yorktown.
It used to be Von Maur.
Okay.
I'll give you the Macy's.
Okay.
I think JCPenney and Carson's are still there.
Okay. But the Harlem Irving Plaza Mall, their anchor store
it was Sears.
Is pretty much just a Target.
Yeah, it's a Target.
One end is Target, and then the other end is the food court. And you look at that, if I heard that, I'd be like, oh man, it's got to be dead in there. Honestly, it was pretty busy, and almost every store was filled. I think every store was filled. Like, in the sense of filled, I mean, there's an active business in there, which you cannot take for granted if you've been to an American shopping mall in the last decade. Like, there's so many vacant storefronts, and this was like, I think they're all there.
There was one.
Oh, really?
One had a something hip is coming soon.
That's cool. And they had a little sign up over one section under the food court where it's like, here's all the stuff that opened recently, like either in the food court or elsewhere in the mall or a kiosk. So it's like, oh, this is actually kind of vibrant. And I felt like for an afternoon on non-holiday Thursday in the springtime, I felt like there was a decent amount of people there. It felt busy enough that I wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't surrounded by annoyance.
No, because again, it's like 1 o'clock on a Thursday.
Yeah.
In April. Like, it was as crowded as it was probably going to be.
Don't discount the freestanding Best Buy that's part of the mall as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And that part of the area, like just opposite there's a whole bunch of strip malls, and up and down Harlem Avenue, there's so many different businesses and eateries and stuff. It's not like, Michigan Avenue, but if you lived in the suburbs of Chicago, like you've been to places like that. If you've been to Route 59 in Aurora, it's going to look real familiar.
Yeah. Route 59 is a good comparison. When I say modern mall, I mean there was multiple hat stores.
Yeah.
And when I say hat, I mean ball cap, baseball cap.
There were, and there was like the Hot Topic and a Zoomies across from the Hot Topic and a Spencer's Gifts, which is further down. And Spencer's Gifts is just Hot Topic now.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know that. I haven't been to one of those forever.
With way more sex toys.
It's true. It was a bit more vulgar than a Hot Topic, but it was like, oh, is this a Spencer's Gifts now? I had no idea. I think of Spencer's Gifts, from 30 years ago, where it was like, oh, Spencer's Gifts was like, oh, do you need like a weird, like executive gift? Like a tiny metronome or something a child can have on their desk, or like a
the lower class, sharper image.
Exactly. Yeah. Like that's what I think of, like stuff that's kind of chintzy, but not really. And also the things that you would get if you were a kid, it's the thing you think you would get your dad, that your dad would like.
Yeah.
Even though your dad probably would look at him like, this is a piece of crap, but like, whatever.
The same way you'd buy your dad a novelty tie because he wear ties to the office and he's like, oh, thanks. And he hated it.
Yep.
I know that as somebody who occasionally is given a novelty tie, and I'm like real particular with my ties.
Right. Not a novelty tie guy.
I think I bought my dad a tie that had a panic button on it, like little repeated over and over and over. I thought it was the coolest thing.
Now that you know that someone somewhere in the world produces Captain America pocket squares, are you going to stick to pocket squares?
No, because most of my vests don't have a pocket square pocket.
What if you just taped it on the front? That looks good, right? That looks perfect.
I mean, you think I couldn't have been doing this for years? They make fabric.
Yeah,
all a pocket square is literally a square.
I guess.
Now, would I love to know exactly which one Kenny Omega was wearing on Dynamite last night? Yes. Yes, I would. Am I going to look into it? Probably not.
Okay.
But there were less stores that had Like there were no electronic stores. Nobody was selling TVs. Nobody was selling.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, I mean, again, there's a Best Buy nearby the mall. So I assume that would probably scare people away. And there was like you can find anywhere, like every airport, most like major like commuter areas. There's a vending machine that will sell headphones, iPhones, iPads, whatever. Like you don't need a store for that anymore. And there probably was a kiosk that maybe had some of that stuff, but I didn't really see it.
Well, there were a lot of claw machines that sold those very things. I went to one claw machine. Somehow we got separated, and I went to one because it was selling, or you could buy, or I'm sorry, take a chance at a claw grabbing a Chinese food takeaway container.
I didn't see that.
And I'm like, oh, that's cool. What's that? I thought it was going to be something fun. No, it was, a chance for an iPhone, or like
it's just what you were getting was
ridiculously promised electronic goods, which means those claws will be impossible.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
And on the other side, it was like a takeaway coffee cup.
Okay.
Same thing.
Yeah.
What I was amazed by was how many blind bag stores there were stores that carried blind bags.
Oh, like the blind boxes. Yeah. There was a lot of stores that were doing a lot of like Japanese import style toys.
A lot.
And candies and stuff.
And a lot, that was going to be the next one, a lot of exotic treats, as they were called.
Yeah.
A lot of like, look at all these chips, look at all these candies, look at all these cookies and cakes and what have you. And not like a store, multiple stores. And there's some stores that did, a variety of things. And, we have a ton of makeup, but also blind boxes, but also this chip section.
Mm-hmm.
And it was honestly the thing where I bought a ridiculous thing for my nephew Parker. It was called Satan's Toe. And it's like the hottest, spiciest lollipop you could have. Can you eat this for 5 minutes? And after I bought it, literally the next store we went to was also selling it.
Yep.
And also, the coffin shaped boxes with the one chip challenge. Not that same brand, but the same
similar
type. Or the world's hottest gummy bear. One single 9 million Schofield heat index gummy bear. Things like that. There were so many stores that had the same type of product. There were multiple waxing / what do you call it? How would you sculpt your eyebrows?
I don't know. I guess
it's called a thing.
Eyebrow sculpting.
You do it with like floss, and it's well, there were two of those, and then they had a bunch of kiosks in the middle that you could rent that were all the same shape, and it's no matter what your product line was, you could
do even a month if you wanted just a month of a kiosk.
What was the guy who approached you? He's like, hey, change your style for summer. What was his name?
Remember?
Because you don't want to make eye contact. You don't want to look over.
Yeah, I was polite. I was like, oh no, thank you, I'm good. But I don't remember what he had. I did not slow down enough to take a look.
Another thing that blew my mind was one of those kiosks, and I initially said that there was no store that sold housewares, was a man in a suit who was selling high-end, or at least I assume they're high-end, pots and pans.
Yeah.
It was all cookware, but just on like a portable shelf, like, I don't know, like 8 or 10 feet by like 4 feet, kind of, with many layers of shelves.
Yeah.
And he was just on his phone bored the whole time. Didn't approach anybody, but how do you cold sell cookware? Like, you got to walk up to him. And here's the thing. I'm a sucker for cookware.
Sure.
But I refuse to go up there because I know I'm not buying anything. And I don't want to waste his time. I also don't want to get stuck in the spiel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't imagine someone who's going to the mall for, I don't know, Cinnabon or whatever. Oh, you know what else? No bookstores.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I saw a couple books in a couple places. Like, I think the Toys-R-Us had like some Dogmans. But yeah, there were no bookstores.
They did in the aisle we were in, which was weird. Obviously, no record stores, no CD stores, no video stores. There was a Five Below, so I guess that does like take the place of a Montgomery Ward Woolworths kind of 5 and dime type of thing. Good food court, a lot of interesting different styles of food, different restaurants.
2 different Auntie Anne's at different ends of the
Two different Auntie Anne's in this mall. There was a Mrs. Fields. There was Molly's Cupcakes.
Yeah, a whole bunch
that
of
Dal lied to and said they were going to come back to and didn't.
I meant to. That was not a lie when I said it. It only ended up being a, she didn't seem like she was, hinging her like hopes through the day.
Yeah, but then you were asking her questions too. That's the part that just rubbed salt into it.
It did suck. I mean, I hate doing that. I hate doing the like, hey, can you answer some questions for me? And then you did not make a sale off of it. And then I did not come back and buy more. To be fair, though, like, not that she cares, but I was looking at, they had chocolate covered Oreos. That's like
hand dipped, homemade.
Weakness for Dow is chocolate covered Oreos. I love them. You can get white chocolate Oreos a lot of places, and you can get chocolate covered half Oreos where they don't do like the top cookie.
Yeah.
But I want the whole regular Oreo cookie dipped in regular chocolate.
I mean, years ago for your birthday, I went and got them made for you.
Yeah, because there's places like candy shops will do it. It's a fairly standard thing. But like Nabisco or whoever owns Oreo, I have no idea, used to do boxes of them, and they were
even a thing.
They were everywhere, and now it's like few and far between. The last time I bought a box of them at Mariano's, they were expired, and so they were gross. So I saw that Molly's Cupcakes had individual hand-dipped chocolate-covered Oreos, and then I went down a couple levels, and they had a thing where it was like wrapped chocolate-covered, and I couldn't tell if the thing that was wrapped in bulk was the chocolate-covered Oreos. And I asked the woman behind the counter, she said they were. It was 6 of them for $12. I thought, okay, great. But then we went to the end of the mall and we found a shop that was just selling like snacks and treats. And they were selling, because I guess they expire in like 3 weeks. So once again, I'm getting cookies that are nearly expired. A box of chocolate covered Oreos, I think from the UK, because they're listed as like entombed or something. I can't remember what they called them.
Yeah.
Enrobed.
Enrobed. It was enrobed.
Enrobed. Or chocolate covered Oreos. And it was a box of them for $6. So it's like, well, I'm sure the hand dipped ones are better. Although the hand dipped ones had like sprinkles on them, and I'm like, I don't love the sprinkles on this. I know what I want to do.
Yeah, sprinkles.
So yeah, I got the mass produced ones for like half the price. Sorry, it was a better deal. I feel bad about that. I feel especially bad because here's a quick segue, a little sidebar. There was a guy that was in with his girlfriend, Challengers, a few days ago. Comes up to the counter and says, "Hey, do you have any of the Invincible collections?" I'm like, "Yeah, we do." So I walk over to where we have them. Here's the Invincible compendiums. We've got all 3 of them, plus the Invincible Universe one. They're on the bottom shelf. Looks at it, great. He's looking for it. He's talking to his girlfriend about it for a little bit. Brings it up to the counter or ring it up. I'm like, all right, it's, with tax, it's like $72. Oh, do you have any like loyalty discounts or anything like that I can sign up for? No, sorry, we don't. Okay. Gets his wallet out, pauses. Do you price match? No, I'm sorry, we don't price match. Okay. Hold on one second. Gets his phone out, types a little bit into it, waits, types a little bit more. I think I'm going to hold off on this for the time being. Thank you, though. And I can hear him saying to his girlfriend as he's walking out how cheaply he found it on Amazon. Yeah. It's like, all right, I'm glad I did all that work. You're welcome. Maybe I should have decided that before you came to the comic book store and tried to buy it off the shelf.
Price match over the weekend.
Yeah, I'm sorry I don't price match with basically a $1 trillion company at this point. Yeah. I'm sorry that we don't have the same economic model.
One of the things that gets Andrew furious immediately is when parents bring kids into the store but refuse to buy them a comic. Mm-hmm. And there was a dad and a daughter in over the weekend, and the daughter really wanted a book. The dad wouldn't buy it for her. Buys himself a incentive variant cover, but won't buy his kid a book because, quote, it's cheaper on Amazon. And look, they're not wrong, but it's a dick thing to say.
Yeah, and also, like, the thing I always think about, like, I buy stuff on Amazon, and I buy stuff on Amazon because it's convenient. You know what's more convenient? Being inside a store at the time you want something and buying it and walking out with it. Yeah. Like, I've done that too. I did that today, multiple places. Could I have gone on Amazon and gotten it delivered in a couple days? Yeah, but I could just buy it right now and leave with it. Like, that's one of the things that you get when you're in a store is you just get to walk out the door with it. You're done. You don't have to wait for it. You don't have to open a box later to get it out. You don't have to wonder when it's going to arrive or deal with it when it, when you get a phone call from your Amazon driver at 10 p.m. at night saying they're at your storefront and you have to tell them that store closed 4 hours ago. Please don't be there. That's the benefit of a store.
And we could go back to the argument of the expertise of the people who work there, or the fact that supporting a local business has overhead. It has rent and utilities and staff and payroll and insurance and liabilities and all the things that you don't think about when you get anything from Amazon. But honestly, people are just thinking about their bottom line.
Sure.
But clearly not when you're spending, 5 times the cost of a book, not 5 times, but when you're buying an essential cover for yourself and nothing for your child. It's cheaper on Amazon. Most things are, sir.
Yeah.
Just not.
You can't get on Amazon your child's love.
Right?
They don't have that yet.
And I did my best to poison that child against him.
Sure.
Your dad is terrible. Run away.
Wow. Run away. Jesus, that's too much.
Yeah, we got to reel this in. We were way off track from things that we bought and consumer.
We did. We bought things. We bought things at the mall.
So the first place we went was Toys-R-Us because we wanted to go to a toy store.
And I was excited about it.
And what happened?
We went inside and we looked at toys?
Right. Where you had positive things to say when you were there.
I sure did. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't know. You seemed like you were leading me into something specific and I don't know what it was.
Talking, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Just the way you phrased it was very and we talked about
this. What happened, Dal? Dal, come on.
Then, I thought they had a really good selection of stuff.
Nowhere near as big as a regular Toys-R-Us.
For sure. Can you put a pin on this for 1 second?
I'm just going to, I'll keep talking. I'll go. So, or did you need me to talk to you about what you're talking about?
No, you can just fill for
yeah, that's fine.
25, 30 seconds.
I can. So we both bought stuff at Toys-R-Us. We bought gifts for people, which we will not talk about, but we also got stuff for ourselves. And I got, this is a different store. Okay, so I picked up 2 blind boxes. They gave us this really sturdy canvas tote bag, like a plastic kind of canvas. I don't know if it was a bag fee or not, but it made carrying everything else we bought for the rest of the day much easier.
Yeah, it was a real good fluke thing that happened.
Yeah.
It's like they knew that we were just getting to the mall and we're going to be going to every other store and would need a gigantic bag to haul it away in.
At first, I thought it was too big, but it wound up being not quite big enough.
A godsend.
So I picked up 2 Super 7 Godzilla Monster Island 3 3/4 action figure kaiju blind boxes. Find them all. The Godzillas that could possibly be in here. Godzilla 62, Mechagodzilla 74, Megalon 73, Baragon 68, or a mystery figure whose shadow looks like Mechagodzilla. In fact, very much like Mechagodzilla. The 2 figures I want out of this set are, in fact, Baragon and Megalon, because I, in fact, do not have those in my kaiju section. So this is an audio unboxing, because I'm going to open these while Dal is talking with Shopify person.
Being let down by Shopify.
Uh-oh, that's a bad sign.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's why I stopped to do this, because it's like, oh, this is not good news.
I 100% can tell from this bag that this is, in fact, a Godzilla. Godzilla from 62, and he is there's 3 out of 12 in this box. Oh, I'm wrong. It's Mechagodzilla. I was feeling spines on his back, but they are metallic spines on his back.
Pretty good Mechagodzilla.
But is this normal Mechagodzilla or special Mechagodzilla? And I can't. He's normal. He looks normal. He even has a little MG in his arms.
He's 312 Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, but the mystery figure is the same silhouette, if you look. See?
I assume the special mystery figure is like, she's on fire or like...
something. Did you want to do that one? Or your hands busy?
I basically just told them, I appreciate everything you're saying, but this is sort of a top shelf failure for me. I'm going to let you go now.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
That's also a lie because you know they can do it.
I know that someone said they could do it, and now they don't do it.
That's the special figure.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
There you go. This is what the special figure looks like. He's like a sparkly black version of Mechagodzilla.
Godzilla. So I bought 2 because they had 2 left, and I wanted 2.
Oh, the arms move.
I got neither of the 2, but I got the special Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
Technically, Dow got it, but
I did. I think I'm going to keep it. I wish they'd say what the ratio was for the mystery figures.
Yeah.
How rare this was.
well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1. He's 1 per box, so he's not that rare. Give him. God.
There you go, buddy.
He's mine. Oh, he's all sparkly.
Yes, he's sparkly.
Oh, look, they like each other.
Like it all.
Aw. All right, do you want to talk about what you got at Toys R Us?
Yeah, I mean, so while I'm waiting for Shopify to apologize for being a terrible company, what I appreciated about what the Toys R Us had was, while it wasn't a large location, certainly relative to Toys R Us's that I grew up with,
And
for a mall toy store, I thought they had a really good representation of a lot of different.
yeah, you can. I just want to get to the Isle.
Okay.
As the rhyme for island. For the word island.
I thought they had a pretty good representation of what toys exist in 2026. They didn't do video games. They didn't do bikes. They didn't do.
Wait.
Baby.
More bikes, more trikes, more video games. It's the biggest toy store there is.
But they had.
I don't want to grow up, Dal, because even if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid.
I don't.
More games, more toys. Oh boy.
I get to finish one thought. So they had, they didn't have a row of Marvel Legends, but they had a few. They didn't have a row of Transformers, but they had a few. They had a little bit of everything, so it felt like no matter what you were looking for, you could find sort of something for it. It wasn't like, oh, they only have Labubus and pop vinyls, and
They had a lot of pop vinyls.
they'd have a couple rows of pop vinyls. It's true. They had 3, I think. But they had other stuff. They had puzzles. They had board games. They had coloring books. They had Thundercats toys from Super 7, or who is it? Yeah, Super 7. But Ultimates is the Super 7 line. They had anime figures. They had all sorts of stuff. They had a lot of toys, which is very, very cool. I ended up getting something that we've been offered from a number of different vendors, but we haven't stocked. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy one of these just to see what it's like, to see if it's something we want to stock. It's from YOLO Park. They're very similar to Blockies in that they are another company that does kind of the little plastic model kits that are easy to build that you just snap together. I bought an AMK miniseries Wave 2 Rodimus Prime from Transformers. It was $15, which was about what I was willing to take a chance on. I love Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime, so I'm usually a sucker for that stuff when it's outside of what I normally collect. I'm going to try and put him together and see if he's cool. And if he is, then you might start seeing YOLO Park model kits and challengers. They do a lot of different ones.
So that's a research toy.
Yeah, exactly. This was a business expense.
Then we went to a mini store, Miniso.
Yeah, I don't know how you pronounce it. If it's Miniso or Mini.
And we went to one of those in Times Square when we were in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And just for the sake of getting them, because I'm a sucker for trying all the ridiculous Lay's potato chip flavors. I hope none of them are ever good enough to be a go-to, and they're all limited edition anyway, or limited runs. But I picked up, and these are all Japanese ones, Italian red meat flavor.
Wow.
Mexican chicken tomato flavor.
Okay.
And these are all just basic Lay's, not in America when they do 4 flavors, it's one's a ruffle, one's a kettle, one's a normal. Texas grilled barbecue flavor.
Okay.
And lastly, cucumber flavor.
So we went into this Miniso store, and right by the entrance, they had all their blind boxes and stuff. They do Patrick and I had been to a location of theirs in Times Square, and Patrick had bought the little Cosby Fantastic Four, COSBI, maybe 2 eyes. I don't know. not Bill Cosby, to be clear. So we were already sort of familiar with their format. They had all of their blind boxes right in front, and they had a few different tables of them. I mean, basically anything you can think of for like Japanese manufacturer or Asian manufactured blind boxes. Further in the store, they had a bunch of other cool stuff. And then we sort of looped around to the left of the register on the way out, which is where they had all their snacks and stuff. I turn around to look at the tables with the blind boxes, and I'm looking at one of the tables of the blind boxes for like what felt like 5 seconds, just double checking to make sure I hadn't missed anything and then there wasn't anything I wanted to grab. I turn around and Patrick's arms are full, literally full of bags. And he's telling me that we have to go check out now because he cannot hold anything else.
That is not true.
Are we full?
We lapped the store before I did that.
Right. And I'm saying like on the way out.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like right when we walked in, but, and look, when I thought we were just like looking around, and then I turn back and it is like supermarket sweep. Like he's just arms full.
That's because I had the Toys-R-Us bag, which was full, and I had it hooked on my arm. So holding just those 4 bags of chips I just announced, that was my arms full.
They were.
Plus, I got this Godzilla blind box that you found for me. It's Bandai, and it only has 5 possible characters. It does not give the ratio. It could be Burning Godzilla, Godzilla 2023, which is the same mold as the first one, just for different paint.
Yep.
Destroya, Gatling Gaiyan, which looks amazing, or Mothra from 92. And I'm looking definitely for Gatling Gaiyan, but also I'll take Mothra because I have plenty of Godzillas and a Destroya.
Sure.
So let's see.
Destroya, by the way, is I think the 3rd most popular Kiss cover band in Boston.
It's good. I knew it was going to be a Kiss joke, but the welcome part was good.
Thank you.
It's your basic Godzilla.
Okay.
Yeah,
is it
fine.
I mean, I think it's a good paint app. It looks good.
Yeah, I know, but normally I only ever want the Godzillas, but now when I don't want any of the Godzillas, that's all I'm getting. Or Mecha Godzillas.
No, thank you.
He's good. At least it's like Godzilla, not the American Godzillas.
Yeah, this is good. His feet are like he's stepped in poops. And a little bit of poops on his chest.
There's no poops. No poops. That's not poops.
Yeah.
Your poops. But otherwise, the stuff at the mall was fun to walk around. I had a piece of Pepperoni's Barro Pizza.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely enjoyed being in the mall as somebody who has not been to a mall in years and was glad to see a version of one that was like thriving. Because again, like the last few times I've been to a mall, they're all really depressing. So many of them are ghost towns and empty stalls, and the few remaining businesses are ones where it's like, if this mall was doing its job, you would not have rented to these people.
Yeah.
So to have something where it's like, oh no, these are all actual businesses doing actual business things and selling actual real products to people. And I don't know, I thought that was kind of neat. I don't know how prevalent that is across the country. We talked about it a little bit leaving the mall, but there really is a turn in a younger generation back towards more physical goods. They grew up entirely on streaming services and terms of service and licenses, and I think they kind of resent it. Like, it's not something that they love. While, older people who grew up on physical goods appreciate this still sort of novelty of, oh my God, I just hit a button on my TV and here's every movie I could ever want to watch. You've got younger people who are like, yeah, but you don't own any of them, and you're at the whim of an algorithm, and you're at the whim of whatever licensing deal Hulu happens to have this week, as opposed to just buying a DVD or a Blu-ray, and then you can watch it whenever you want and you own it and no one can ever take it away from you. So I think that kind of mentality is something where now people they don't want to, like, if they have a choice, they'd rather not shop on Amazon. They'd rather not shop on Temu. They'd rather go to a mall and have all these things and have an experience and buy things from different stores and then go home with them and be done with it. The whole process is finished. But I'm no sociologist.
It was also very clean.
It was. I thought it was a well-run mall.
Clean mall.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Okay, let's take a break from our shopping excursion.
Okay.
To talk about what you were just doing.
Oh, Jesus. So,
or why you were doing it.
Okay, I don't know how much of this we talked about on the podcast before, so I'll recap a little bit. We use Shopify as our point of sale system and our website. It's also our inventory management. Shopify bought a program called Stocky some years ago, and Stocky is what we use to manage our inventory in the sense of like how we do our reorders, how we're able to understand like, oh, we sold out of these graphic novels and we need to restock them. And then when we restock them and they come in from a supplier, how we check them into our inventory and make sure that they are available for purchase. Stocky is an incredibly useful part of our workflow. We use it multiple times a week. We use it almost daily.
Daily, yeah.
In one way or another. So, of course, we were horrified when Shopify said several months ago that in August of this year, Stocky was going away. It was being sunset. It's done. So I have been putting off the process of finding us a Stocky replacement. I was waiting until the website was done, and we've done all the website stuff, and that's as done as it's going to be. So I was, after the sale, no, C2E2. After C2E2, I was like, okay, now I'm going to sit down, and we're going to find a replacement. And I found a program I sort of like. The problem is a bunch of the programs that are available as alternatives for Stocky, first of all, none of them are free like Stocky, so that sucks. So anything you get is going to be an expenditure. But a lot of them are crazy expensive because they're all trying to sell you like AI forecasting stuff. It's all built around stores that have 100 products that they never change, that you're constantly restocking from different vendors. So a lot of the stuff it's trying to tell you is like, okay, well, you need to understand that when you're ordering, when you're selling 15 in a week, like how long are those 15 going to last you? And when do you have to restock more? And it's like, I don't care if I sold 100 copies of Daredevil #1. I can't get any more.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean I'm going to sell 100 copies of Daredevil #1 every single week.
And it's just the simplest programming to say, like, if you're selling this percentage, you should order this percentage.
Yeah.
That's not even intuitive.
Right. So it's all AI stuff that we don't need or want for a huge amount of money that we don't want to spend. But I poked around a little bit, and I found a program I really like called Logistified. And Logistified, first of all, $12 a month, which compared to stuff that was trying to charge us up to $120 a month.
Yeah.
Well, $12 is about what I want to spend for something that, again, I used to get for free.
Yeah.
That I don't need to do a lot. And basically what I need it to do is I need to be able to set inventory stock target levels for an individual item, which means that if we've got, let's make cocktails, I want to be able to say, I want 2 copies of this in stock at all times. So when I'm generating a report, if we have less than 2, I want to order up to 2. If we have 2 or more, don't order any. This is the basic logic I want applied to any item.
Stocky knows that if you have 0, order 2. If you have 1, order 1.
Or
we don't have to tell it that.
Or, and this is another thing, if you have 1 on order and you have 1 in stock, don't reorder another one, even though you only have 1 in stock, because you have 1 that's going to be coming in.
And it knows that because we place the order through it.
It tracks all this stuff. And the ability to set what vendors get reordered from what suppliers. So when I'm putting together an order for Penguin Random House and I'm trying to generate a reorder, it knows that from Penguin Random House, we get Marvel and Dark Horse and Boom, but we don't get DC and Fantagraphics and Image. So that sort of stuff is what I need to have. And the purchase orders need to exist, and they have to sync with Stocky so that when we receive the items in, those items get updated in Shopify, that we can check orders in when they come in, all this sort of stuff, just basic things. I don't need it to automate a lot of things for me. I need it to keep track of things. Logistify does that. And I looked through the program and I'm like, this is great. So I got on a call with them last Saturday. And
despite my best efforts,
despite Patrick's best efforts to cancel it, in fairness, he thought it was spam.
Yeah, I get a lot of things just added to my Google Calendar that are spam. And when they come in without me authorizing them, I just delete them.
Right.
I didn't know that this was one that Dow scheduled.
Yep. So
I deleted it.
I eventually was able to make it happen. And the 2 things the program didn't do were I didn't see a way to export my minimum and maximum levels from Stocky into Logistified. Logistified said I could do it, but it didn't instruct me on how to do it. And nothing in the documentation said how you do it. So the guy I talked to was like, okay, well, I'll pass it along to the app developer in the US. They'll get back to you and they'll step you through how we've done it before. And then I also mentioned like, hey, there's also, while I got you on the phone, Stocky's great because it has a point of sale app. So we can check in orders for point of sale at the register instead of having to do it all through the back end, which is a different computer and a little bit harder to do. And the guy was real responsive. He's like, oh, that actually sounds really good. We'll take a look at that. We'll see if it's something we can add. A lot of the things that we've had added to the system over the last few months are because people are coming over from Stocky and they're telling us the stuff that our app doesn't have. I'm like, that's great. I love to hear that. So a couple days after, I get an email from the app developer in the US who says that there isn't a way to manually export your minimum and maximum levels from Stocky for the items in your database. You have to get on a call with Shopify support and tell them you want them to export it. That's what a client of theirs did before. So I bookmarked that as a thing that I was going to have to do. But then I'd also had talked to the app developer for Logistified and said, hey, there's a thing I wanted to do that I don't see. They said, yeah, it doesn't do it that way. And I said, okay, well, that's kind of hugely crucial for us. And if it can't do that, we're probably going to have to look around at some other stuff. So I really appreciate you're taking the time with me, but I'm going to probably look for a different app and we'll circle back to Logistified if we can't find anything else. And the app developer said, well, tell you what I can do. What if I just code in the thing that you wanted to do? And if you're happy with it, you keep the program. And if you're not, we'll extend your demo period until we get something that works for you. And I said, well, Jesus, that sounds pretty great. And sure enough, 4 days later, she gets back to me and she says, okay, I did it. And I look and I'm like, oh my God, you did do it. Yes, this is exactly what I wanted. So with that in place, I'm like, all right, tonight I'm going to message Shopify support because pretty much the last thing I need to switch us over entirely from Stocky, which is ending, to Logistified, which is running, is getting all my minimum and maximum levels out of Stocky. So I get on the Shopify support thing, which was taking a while, and it bled into us starting to record this podcast. And the Shopify support person was great. They were like, okay, well, have you tried looking at this report? I'm like, yeah, I tried looking at that report. It doesn't have an option for minimum, maximum levels. Okay, well, and I said, we heard from another app developer that that their client was able to get something from Shopify support that Shopify could export that data. So the guy's like, okay, well, I'm going to have to bring in a specialist. It's possible that we're able to do that. It's just not a natural report. Wait. And then, no, there's no way to do it.
While this podcast is being recorded.
And you can't really fight with a guy like that because it's not his job. And he knows what he knows. And the specialist knows what they know. And I can't really sit here and say like, okay, but I heard from someone else that you did it for them because I don't know that you did. I don't know how they did that. I don't know who is responsible for that. So all I can say is just like, oh, that's a huge letdown. And they're like, yeah, we know it's a huge letdown. We'll pass that along to the development team or whatever. And so that's where we're at is I am basically going to have to manually rebuild in Logistified all of the minimum maximum levels for every graphic novel that we regularly restock.
So that's like 15 or 16?
Is literally thousands of graphic novels. So like, I don't know how long that's going to take, dude.
That's not short. I saw the export file. I'm not sure if that was
me trying something out.
Yeah, but that was how many items was on it?
So the thing is the export, that's everything we have in our database. We don't restock everything in our database.
Right. Okay. But it wasn't just one category. It was anything that's barcoded.
Yep. So that's
how many, but do you remember how many items it was?
I didn't count them. I'm basically
I just scrolled to the bottom to see what the line was.
I exported it to find out, like, look, does it have hidden columns that might have this data? And I exported it to find out, oh, it doesn't. So once I looked at line 2, I'm like, okay, well, forget it. And then I deleted it.
Because I can't remember if it was 62,000 or 620,000.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I mean, there's a vast difference. I think it's 62,000. 62,000 is still a lot of individual SKUs for.
Yeah. So what I'm probably going to have to do is export some list of items, maybe that same one again, just with this week's stuff, and then try and filter out all the things we wouldn't normally put stock levels for, like single comics or supplies or anything else that's not a graphic novel. Then probably try and just manually add levels for everything I can find and figure out, like, all right, hopefully this will work, and then probably spend the rest of the year
The speed.
No, little pockets of time being like, oh, what did I miss? What haven't we restocked? Why don't we have this in stock? Oh, because I didn't realize we were still restocking that. So I don't know. We'll see. Or probably just doing a blanket, like everything, we'll stock one copy of everything. And then each week as I'm doing the inventory, be like, I don't want to restock that. Let me change that to 0.
Yeah.
Let me increase this 1 to 2 because we want more copies of that. So I don't know. We're going to see how it goes.
Well, at least it's not a whole lot of work or anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was a bummer. And we have until August to switch over from Stocky to Logistified. And honestly, if we have an overlap of a few months of us paying for Logistified without using it, $3 a week, I think we'll live. But it does mean I have to figure out a way to recreate that data in a whole different program. And it is not easy. And there is a lot of it. So mentally, I'm going to kind of put a pin in it for a couple days and then try and like just think through the problem and figure out a good method for it. So I don't have to waste a ton of time pointlessly.
We have a lot of things like that happening as in Microsoft Publisher, in which we do the majority of our store graphics, is being sunset as of November.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to find a program we're both comfortable with that can do everything we did for Publisher.
Yep.
Which, another thing is like, oh, don't worry, you're paying for this service. It's one of the 3 things you pay for. So we're raising our prices. We're getting rid of this, but also we're going to have a whole bunch of AI bullshit you never want.
Yep. That you do not want to use. Thanks.
But also, and this is not so much comics retail oriented as it is basic human needs oriented. We both use Blue Cross Blue Shield for our health insurance. And we got informed by Blue Cross and Blue Shield that Prime Healthcare, which is the network that we both use, we have different doctors, but they're all part of the Prime Healthcare network, which in mid-2025 was bought by a California company.
Mm-hmm.
They are leaving Blue Cross Blue Shield. Well, I'm telling you what the letter said.
Okay.
We got a letter from Blue Cross Blue Shield saying, as of June 1st, the Prime Healthcare network will no longer be accepting Blue Cross or Blue Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, we have plenty of other doctors.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, well, I have a couple of doctors I use regularly, keep me in tip-top shape. And when I had insurance issues in the past, I would just contact healthcare.gov and they would reopen enrollment for me specifically so I could go in and change my insurance because I had like my last doctor left the practice and then the practice shut down. So I'm like, I got to find a new doctor. And I was on very specific, I was on an HMO for her. And then I wanted to go back to a PPO.
Right.
So the healthcare.gov was like, yeah, you can we'll open your account and you can go get new insurance. I'm like, great, let me do that now because I want to still be able to use these doctors and the hospital right by the store,
right,
which is one of the hospitals that is part of the Prime network. Only to be told by Get Covered Illinois, because Illinois is one of a few states that switched to their own state-based healthcare services as opposed to healthcare.gov. It's now Get Covered Illinois. Only to be told that, no, you can't do that. You have to have an emergency for us to reopen an account, like to get new insurance. I'm like, yeah, but all my doctors are leaving. Like the whole network is leaving. They're like, I'm sorry, that's not good enough. And it wasn't.
Oh, you have to keep the insurance for the doctors you can't use.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
It wasn't. I explained to the one on the phone. I'm like, this is not your fault. This is not your decision. I am furious right now, and I just want to start screaming at you. That won't accomplish anything. So I'm not doing it. And she thanked me for not doing that, which she shouldn't thank me for that. That's
no, but I mean, I'm sure she's going to have people who are going to scream at her for it.
But she's like, I'm like, because she had to put me on hold and go ask and was told, you can't do it. Then it turns out that Prime Healthcare is like, whoa. We didn't say we're leaving. We said we're negotiating. Blue Cross Blue Shield jumped the gun and shouldn't have said anything to anybody. Legally, they have to.
Right.
They have to tell you within 60 days if your healthcare is changed.
90 days.
90 days.
Which is why at the beginning of March, you got a letter saying like, hey, in 3 months, you are going to lose access to all of your doctors.
But they're just using this strong arm as negotiating tactics.
This is just like carrier disputes where, ABC suddenly isn't on DirecTV. In the lead up to it, both sides will be very like, ABC saying, hey, we just want fair value. And DirecTV is saying, hey, we just want to look out for our customers, when both sides are just trying to get the best profitable deal for their companies. And that's happening with a healthcare provider and an insurance company, because it's America in 2026, and even your health is going to be caught between two rapacious companies. So that's great. So there's a chance that
Rapacious is a good word.
Thank you. That Patrick and I will not lose access to our doctors because of the health insurance we chose within 2 months. But who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. Well, let's round this podcast out with a different kind of comic book retail story.
Mm-hmm.
It's a regular comic retail story, but it's not our store.
True.
Since we were at HIP, the Harlem Irving Plaza,
mm-hmm.
Dal's like, there's got to be a comic store around here, right?
There's got to be. There was so much retail. I'm like, there's got to be a comic shop out this way.
There is.
Yeah, a mile and a half north of the mall on Harlem Avenue, there was a shop, Atlas Comics.
Atlas Comics, established in 1988, although not that location and not those people per se.
Maybe not.
It is very much an old school comic shop.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of like All American.
Sure.
Just like a small town Main Street store. You walk in, like, it just back issues everywhere.
Yeah.
A couple of waterfall.
The center of the store's folding tables with back issue boxes as far as you can see. Grid wall on the walls for a smattering of graphic novels. There wasn't like a huge bookshelf of anything. It was just a whole bunch of graphic novels that were kind of face out from the last 40 odd years of graphic novels.
Yeah.
And then, like Patrick said, waterfall racks with like the newer books.
They had a display case right in the front with just oddities and collections over the years, like
2000 ADs.
The Robin promo pack that DC sent out when Tim Drake got his own series.
Yep. From I think last year, the Marvel 616.
Oh yeah, the Fantastic Four pack.
Yeah, Fantastic Four pins.
And it's a store that does a lot of what we don't, which is back issues. So they had a lot of like, if you recall when we were in Libertyville a month or so ago, going to the Alex Ross exhibit at the Dunn Museum, and we stopped at a store whose name I can't remember right now.
It's like the Comic Buying
Club or something.
Club.com. I can't remember.
It was like that. It was just really inexpensive back issues. So Dal just fucking put his hands together and dove right in.
I did. I was hurting my hands, actually.
Like it was
going through boxes. Well, I didn't want to be there all day, I didn't want to go through every item by item because I didn't have a list of stuff I was looking for. I redecorated recently and I put up, we sell them in the store, the Snap Happies?
Snap Happies is what we used to call. It's a trademark name.
Yeah.
But I think the ones we called Snappets.
Yeah.
So they're Snap Happies.
Right. So what they are, if you haven't seen them.
There could be a bunch right there.
There could be. Is a series of pocketed things, the sleeves, that you can either put in a binder or you can put them up on a wall. And so I had a wall.
And you can connect them side to side, top to bottom.
You can make little shapes with them. And I made a little shape with mine. I have 11 of them up and I have pockets. What I don't have are books to put in the pocket.
The swastika. That's inappropriate.
No. It's definitely not a swastika.
Upside down cross?
No.
Pentagram?
I don't have enough to the pentagram. I tried. So when I have her pockets, what I don't have are books to put in them. So we're in a store and their back issues were these huge array of boxes for $1 to $2 was the range that they were charging. So I'm like, I'll look through these and see if I can find some stuff. And sure enough, they had a bunch of stuff where I'm like, oh, I like these covers or I like this issue. So I just bought a bunch of books for $1 to $2. The first thing I grabbed, though, before I even knew what I was doing, because the box was facing the front door, it was like, oh, here's a Firestorm number 89 from September of 1989 by John Ostrander and Tom Mandrake, that has Firehawk blasting Firestorm on the front because Fury of Firestorm number 1 came out this week. And it's a Firehawk Firestorm story. So I'm like, oh, I'll get this. Because we were talking about Tom Mandrake during the day on Wednesday. And people were like, Tom Mandrake did Firestorm? It's like, Tom Mandrake did a ton of Firestorm. Yes. So I bought this one for $1. Should I just do all of mine?
Yeah, it's all yours.
Okay. The other books
Your pile is a lot bigger than mine.
Yeah, I'll do it quickly. The other books I bought mostly because I just like the characters, the cover art. They have a significance to me. I bought Longshot number 6, the final issue of the first miniseries with cover art by Art Adams. It's got Mojo and Spiral decking Longshot. $2.
Was it Innocenti who wrote that?
Innocenti wrote this, yeah. Create the character. Legion number 15 from this February of 2003. This is a Killian Plunkett cover with Timberwolf. Timberwolf, bad day for the new kid. Legion number 3 from way earlier. This is an Olivier Coipel cover from the Dan Abnett, Andy Lanning, Olivier Coipel ongoing series. I don't know if this was like a themed month. I think it probably was because it's got the Legion logo real tiny. Like it's just a font that says the Legion up in the corner. And then it's like someone's got like a data pad device and it's got a holographic image of the whole team. And in Interlac, it says the Legion, the Legion. And then it says Abnett, Lanning, and Coipel in Interlac. So I'm like, I got to get this. Legion Superheroes number 39 from January 1993. Stuart Emanen cover. This is a Tom Bierbaum, Stuart Emanen, Keith Giffen, John Dell III. This is after Earth has blown up. And this is New Earth, their little floating series of cities that are connected. Legion Superheroes number 2 from December 1989. Keith Giffen, Tom Bierbaum, Al Gordon. I bought this one because this is the first Legion Superheroes comic I bought.
Whoa, it was number 2. Huh?
It was number 2. I found this at a more fun kiosk at a mall, Yorktown Mall.
Yorktown Mall.
And I don't know why of all things I bought this, but I'm like, this looks cool, and I bought it. And I didn't understand what was going on, and I loved it. Then we move over to the Justice League section.
Which is the majority of our programming today.
It's true. Justice League America number 42, special membership drive issue. I love this issue. It's real fun. It's basically Max Lord trying to get a bunch of people to join the Justice League America.
So on the cover, we've got, I'm sorry.
It's an Adam Hughes cover.
Yeah.
On it, Patrick.
It's El Diablo. Uh-huh. In the far background is, it goes Blue Beetle, El Diablo, Mr. Miracle.
So here's the significance of that. Blue Beetle is freaking out because Mr. Miracle's there. Because at this point, Mr. Miracle had the Mr. Miracle robot that had replaced Mr. Miracle while Mr. Miracle and Barda and Oberon were on an intergalactic tour in their own book, was murdered by Despero. So the whole team thinks Mr. Miracle's dead. So he shows up here smiling, and Blue Beetle is losing his mind. Anyway,
Starman, but Will Payne Starman, yeah, with his second costume. Martian Manhunter, who's also surprised at Mr. Miracle being alive. And then Hawk and Dove.
Yes.
And El Diablo, Starman, and Hawk and Dove are saying no thank you.
Yeah, so that's the whole gimmick for this issue is people go like trying to get recruited, and Justice League is such a joke at this point that none of these heroes want to be a part of it. But it's a great Adam Hughes cover, Mike McCone interior art, Giffen and DeMatteis, I love it. Following up on that, issue 39, Justice League America, Giffen and DeMatteis, Hughes and Rubenstein cover and interior art. The really excellent Despero versus the Justice League stuff. While the Justice League era of Giffen and DeMatteis is really known for the humor, they could get incredibly dark.
Oh, yeah.
This is one where the Wahaha team has to face a dude who is just upright murdering them. Like, that's it. That's the book. 34 of Justice League of America. It's another Adam Hughes cover. This is Island Life, the Kui 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 resort issue, which I love, and it's a classic cover. 2 in a row, Justice League International 18 and 19. I was not really even planning on getting any of the Maguire stuff, but it's 2 complementary covers. The first one, 18, is Lobo menacing a crying Guy Gardner from when he was like the weak, wimpy, in touch with his emotions Guy Gardner because he'd gotten a knock on the head or something. And then 19 is the next one where it's a smirking Guy Gardner about to rough up Lobo, singing "I'm Back" because now he's the awful jerk character again.
Yeah.
Justice League
usually denoted by collar down or collar.
Yes. Justice League Europe number 1. It's a great Bart Sears cover. It's an homage to the original Kevin Maguire classic. Again, this was $1. Most of these I didn't even mention. These are like the Adam Hughes ones are like $2. This Bart Sears one's $1. Excalibur. I got a great Alan Davis Cross-Time Caper cover, issue 14. It's Excalibur versus a multiversal version of the Marvel superheroes, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Hulk, and Medusa. And then I thought, hey, do they have any Joe Mad covers? They did. Excalibur 57. It's a great Joe Mad Excalibur cover with Excalibur and the then current gold X-Men team. Look at that.
Yeah.
Finally, I had to grab a power pack. They had a great John Bogdanove one that I remember getting as a kid and loved. It's Power Pack versus, I think this is the Tricentennial.
Yeah.
And John Bogdanove, Hilary Barta cover. Franklin Richards is hanging on to the Power Pack logo and dangling off of it. It's great. $2.
And the Sentinel's holding the logo.
Yeah, the Sentinel's coming up from the Hudson Bay or whatever, and he's holding up the logo.
My go-to whenever we go places is to find as many Grimjack #1s as they have. I didn't find any Grimjacks at all. That's because they had their books split by Marvel and DC on top and then Independence on the bottom.
Yeah.
Dal found the Grimjack section for me and did. A lot of their books are just sectioned, hey, here they are, but they're not in order. Yeah. So I put all their Grimjacks in order and then went through and I picked up 2 individual issues. I picked up number 62, which was just this gorgeous Flint Henry cover. I mean, look at that cover.
It's great.
It's so good. It's so good. Everyone go stop what you're doing and look up Grimjack number 62. And then I picked up Grimjack Case Files #1 with a Steve Pugh cover, the guy who's currently drawing End of Life, written by Kyle Starks from Vertigo right now. But Grimjack Case Files was a reprint series of Grimjack. So this is technically Grimjack #1.
John Austin or Tim Troopman.
Excuse me. These books initially came out in September '89 and November '90. The cover price was $1.95 for each one, and it was fun flipping through to see how First Comics kept changing their layouts and their cover designs. They had their 5th anniversary logo for a while.
Yeah,
and the earlier one of this has a #1 First Comics logo. Then the later one, the one from November '90, had the Demon Star symbol in place of the First Comics logo. Still right for the #1. And it's a little misleading because you look and think, oh, this is the first issue. Well, this one happens to be.
Yep.
But this one was number 62.
Sure.
So technically another Grimjack #1 for the pile. They had a bunch of old Treasury editions, mainly DC stuff. But what I did find, and my big purchase for the day, was the Marvel Treasury Edition special Christmas issue from 1975, the Giant Superhero Holiday Grab Bag Treasury. A wonderful John Romita. I'm looking from a distance. Is that Romita? I'm not sure. It's got the Hulk in Santa Claus and Nick Fury in his spy gear.
Seems like a Romita face.
And Luke Cage, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man all decorating a tree. Yes, look at the Luke Cage face. But I wonder if somebody else did the pencils and he inked it. I'm not sure. Anyway, a wonderful Marvel Treasury grab bag. I'm sure it's just reprinting old issues and things. A lot of the ones they had, DC has just reprinted. I'm like, oh, I just got the reprint of this.
Thanks.
This one is $60, but I had to have it. I'm a sucker for these oversized Christmas holiday grab bags. And what I also got, which was kind of neat, and in hindsight, I probably wouldn't have gotten it knowing what we know now. But they had a full set of the official handbook of the Marvel Universe trade paperback collections. So the original Marvel handbook started coming out in 82. Then in
2 to 84.
And then in 85, they released the deluxe edition, which
88.
They expanded. It finished in 85. Yeah, it finished in 85. Yeah, these are printed in 86.
Oh wow, okay.
So the deluxe edition expanded on it. This was a 10-volume set, 8 volumes of the regular A to Z Marvel characters, and 2 volumes of the Book of the Dead.
Okay.
These retailed back in 1986 for $6.95 each. So if you bought them at cover price back in 1986 when they came out, and I don't know what the duration in between releases for each volume, but these started coming out in 86. You'd be paying $69.50 for all 10 volumes. Atlas was selling the set of 10 for $40.
Amazing. Hard to pass up.
So I didn't pass it up. I got it, and we brought everything with us to the Podcastatorium so we could talk about it. But in the Dow's library section of the Podcastatorium, he has the
an omnibus,
the Marvel Handbook Omnibus, which he thought was the original one, but it is in fact.
So I knew mine was the deluxe. I thought yours was the original.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Because the deluxe is the one I grew up with. So that's why when they released an omnibus, I'm like, I'll get, because they had already released the previous one as an omnibus, and I'm like, I don't know, that doesn't mean anything to me.
I mean, they're 90% the same material, just new characters added.
Yeah, but I grew up with the second one.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm only getting it for the nostalgia. The information is irrelevant. I don't care.
The one I grew up on came in binder pages. You could pull them out and put them in it. Well, no, that was like the third.
Yeah, I was getting those after I had the deluxe edition ones.
So anyway, I now have this 10-volume set of the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, the deluxe edition.
It's great. What a find.
Yeah. So we spent a good amount of time at Atlas, and I don't know about you, but I've completely forgotten the names of the two gentlemen we'd talked to.
Sorry, guys. But if much like the episode where we talked about going to the store we can't remember from Libertyville,
we can't remember the name of the store.
If you're looking for back issues and you're in the Chicagoland area and you're willing to head out Harlem Avenue near the expressway,
right off the expressway,
I think it's worth a trip. We got street parking. It was non-metered.
Also, they're right off the blue line, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to walk, I don't know, probably half a mile or something south, but it's not so far.
No, definitely a fun and productive day out being consumers.
Yeah, we did it.
Consumerism. We did it. And you did it too. I realized this was less comic retail oriented, but...
It was someone's comic retail.
Yeah, exactly. It counts. Thanks for listening.
Keep reading comics.
This has been Contest of Challengers. Thanks for listening. Keep reading comics. Challengers is located at 1845 Northwestern Avenue in the Bucktown neighborhood of Chicago. 773-278-0155. Keep up to date with new releases and events at challengerscomics.com and help fund this podcast at patreon.com/challengers.